Hello guys, welcome back after a long time. Alright, so in today's video I will be taking up some questions from quiz 2, and those questions will be related to well logging, of course. So before starting our discussion, I was actually surprised to see that most of you have not attempted the test, and many of you have not attempted the test in a given time frame. So I would advise you, that is the only thing which I can do it from here for now. So I would advise you to take these tests, at least monthly test, more seriously. And these tests have some genuine questions, some relevant questions, and also you have subject test, individual subject test, and in those subject tests the number of questions are kept high so that you can have a good practice of attempting a large number of questions. So those tests are just for the sake of practice, and there is a very high probability that you may come across some very simple question or some of the very irrelevant question which are very off topic from the gate point of view. So I'm laying more emphasis on the monthly test, and do not keep this test till the end, because by the end you will be getting ample number of tests, and I think almost everyone takes or attempts two different test series from different coachings. So do not try to save these tests for the end. So let us start our discussion. And yes, one more thing, that I have uploaded the PDF of these questions on the portal, so you can check the portal and download the PDF first. Attempt those questions if you have not given the test, and once you are able to attempt those questions, then you can verify your answer from this video or check the solution. Alright, so if we talk about the first question, so it is related to the features of sidewall neutron porosity tool, and we are comparing it with the very basic tool, basic neutron tool. Now the special feature about sidewall neutron porosity tool is that it has a epithermal detector. So this is one of the feature which stands out, or which make this tool different from other neutron tools. So you do not have to memorize each and every tool, you can just remember one or two characteristic of these tools, which you can, on the basis of which you can differentiate these tools. So, and moreover, this is multiple correct answers, multiple answers are correct in this question. So epithermal is the one option. It does not use two detectors. We never talked about strong neutron source in these tools, and maybe this can be a very doubtful option. So I do agree with that. And second thing is that whenever your tool has epithermal detector, it will be unaffected by the type of mud. So all these ions will have no effect, and the readings will be more accurate once you combine it with epithermal neutron detector. So C and D are the correct answers. If we talk about second question, we were talking about, the question asked that what is at, or sorry, in which case your neutron porosity tools overestimate the value of porosity. So if we talk about the first option, in case of gas, you might have heard of excavation effect. You might not have heard of, but we have actually studied excavation effect. And since there are less number of hydrogen, the hydrogen index is less, and it underestimate the porosity. The water filled limestone will give you an accurate reading. So the readings will be very accurate, there will be no overestimation. Presence of limestone indicates that the readings of the formation will have no effect. Similarly, presence of water will indicate that it will have no effect, the readings will be accurate. Now it underestimates again in case of sandstone, and it overestimate in case of dolomite. Apart from that, in case of shale, because the shale has bound water, bound water have these ions, and some of the structure of shales may have boron and chloride ions in the lattice, and that will cause large electron capture, and your neutron tool will read overestimated value or higher value of porosity. So this is the only option which is correct and which indicates that in water filled shale there will be overestimation of porosity when you use neutron tool. So this was our second question. Now if we talk about third question, now this question might not be mentioned in the PDF. I was not able to add that question. So in skin effect is related to the induction tool if you read the question carefully first. So this skin effect is which we are talking about. The skin effect which we are talking about is related to induction tool, and that basically says that because of mutual inductance there will be progressive formation of eddies loop in the formation. Now the loop there will be number of loops, and because of these number of different loops there will be a continuous phase change, and that will give you some reading full of errors. So this effect will be seen in the case where your formation has very high conductivity and the shale has high conductivity compared to what you usually see in different formations. And on increasing the volume of shale, on increasing the content of shale in any of the formation, its conductivity will also increase, and because of that skin effect will increase. So this is a very application based question and it is a little bit tough. So reduction in amplitude will reduce the skin effect. This effect will be reduced. Preventing direct coupling will have no effect. It is nowhere related to skin effect. And similarly, shoulder beds also do not have any effect when we talk about skin effect. So A is the only correct option. Alright, so this is the pure application based question from what you have studied. Now let us discuss about the numericals. Alright, if we talk about the first numerical, or I think it's question number 3 in PDF, I'm not sure, but it is the first numerical. So it talks about a gas bearing sandstone formation and density tool is used which reads 2 gram per cc or 38%. Find true value of porosity given that saturation of mud filtrate is 60% and rho of mud filtrate is also given, which is 1.2 gram per cc. Density of gas is 0.0007 gram per cc, and density of sandstone is also mentioned in the paper in the question. Alright, so they are asking about the true porosity and they have given you all the details of the formation. So this 38% is the extra information which you don't actually need. This is just to confuse you, and we will make use of this reading. So this is actually bulk density, which is measured by your density tool. Now bulk density will be equal to, now if you try to use this picture, this is your matrix or sandstone, and this is your porous volume. So this will be your phi, this will be your 1 minus phi, and this porous volume is partly filled with gas because that they have mentioned in a gas bearing sandstone. So it is partly filled with gas and there is some invasion also. So some portion will be filled with mud filtrate. So saturation of mud filtrate is mentioned, which is 60%. The remaining saturation will be saturation of gas or hydrocarbon, which is 0.4. Alright, by using this simple formula, phi into saturation of gas into density of gas plus 1 minus phi into density of matrix. So all these readings are given, or all these values have been mentioned in the question. You can simply add these values here and calculate porosity from the equation. So this was the first question. Now let us talk about the second numerical. So it is asking to calculate sonic porosity in sandy shale formation, and the readings are given as 100 microsecond per feet, slowness for matrix is 48 microsecond per foot, and the transit time for fluid is 200 microsecond per foot. So we have taken the case that in sonic logs, whenever it encounters a shale, there is always some sort of correction, and they have mentioned for shale transit time is 120 microsecond per feet. So simple sonic porosity can be calculated by delta T log minus delta T of matrix divided by delta T of fluid minus delta T of matrix. So this is for the simple calculation. This formula is valid in which there is no shale, but in case of shale, because of some compaction, there is a compaction correction which is usually added. So 1 by Cp, and the Cp is given by 100 by delta T shale. So once you calculate this part, you will be able to calculate the porosity, which is coming out to be 0.52, and when you divide it by Cp, then it will turn out to be something for 43.33%. And this Cp is basically given by this value. So this is about the second numerical. Now let us talk about the last numerical, and none of you have made this or attempted this question correctly. Alright, so I'm erasing this part. You can pause and note down if you want to. Alright, so third question, and we've covered the theories of each and every numerical in the classes. So in the third question, it has been mentioned that the density log measures 2.44. It will measure bulk density, which is obvious, 2.4 gram per cc in a limestone formation. And prior to logging, barite mud was used. The density of mud or mud weight is 2.8 gram per cc. So this mud was used in the drilling, and from the core analysis, density of the matrix and fluid density of the matrix is 2.71 gram per cc, and density of the fluid is 0.8 gram per cc respectively. So you need to calculate density porosity if spine and rib correction for mud cake is 0.05. So they have mentioned the correction factor, which is equal to 0.05 gram per cc. Alright, so you don't have to remember the whole spine and rib technique to do this question. And after when we completed the spine and rib theory, I have mentioned that how to use this correction factor. So if the density of mud is greater than the density of the matrix, then rho b, or you can say corrected rho b, will be equal to rho b minus correction value. And if the density of mud is less than density of matrix, which is the usual case, in this case corrected rho b will be equal to rho b plus the correction factor. So I think we have seen this. Now, since this is some unusual case in which the density of density of mud is greater than matrix, so therefore you will subtract this correction factor from this reading. So corrected rho b will be equal to 2.4 minus 0.05, which will be equal to 2.35. Now simply you can calculate porosity using the equation. And the final answer my bad. Alright, I said this thing wrong. If the density of mud is greater than density of matrix, I'm really sorry for this. If density of mud is greater than density of matrix, then there will be a positive correction, and if the density of mud is less than the density of matrix, then there will be a negative correction. So I have mentioned that the density of barite, which is an unusual case, and the density of mud is greater than density of matrix, and there will be a positive correction. So instead of 2.35 there will be 2.45, and so your answer will be 13.6. So this will be the solution for this question, and if you have any doubt specific to these questions or any doubt regarding the relevant questions, then you can definitely mail me, and that's Alright, so you can mail me if you have any doubt regarding this question, and we will continue our discussion about the Picket plot and all those extra features, and we will also take one class on production logging. Alright, thank you.